brain shakers. Okay, the reason they have those 5 is to mess you guys up. So for example, like I was saying earlier, you'll do 1 through 10, and they'll be relatively easy, no problem. Then you'll go 11 through 15, and they'll be pretty good. And then suddenly you'll get to 16. And that's the brain shaker. Okay? And the idea is they put that brain shaker on the test to mess you up. But you got to be smart enough to either know to skip it and move forward, or to go at it because you think you can figure it out. The best students know when to skip, okay, and come back. But if you skip and you come back, you got to make sure you make a note on the bubble sheet of what answer you're skipping. Because a lot of times students make mistakes when they're nervous and they put the answer for 16 in bubble 17. And they do that throughout the whole test. And then what happens is when your score comes back, it's like a 5. All right? So that's the strategy they have. But we're smarter than them. Okay? So we know that when it gets really easy and we come across that brain shaker, we're either going to skip it or we're going to try to attack it. But the main thing is you only have about 38 seconds per question. Okay? And remember, the people that give the test, everybody has a different test. So the idea of maybe looking over, not a good idea. Plus, on the day of the test, you got to make sure that you're on time and you're prepared. Another place that students have a lot of trouble with is with the bubble sheet. Okay? Now if you look at the top, you got to put your last name and your first name, and then you have to bubble in accordingly. Now that means that if you're not used to bubbling in and you bubble in the wrong name, then you're not going to get a good score either. On the bottom, we have a practice sheet. It's 72 questions. What we're going to do is I'm going to time you. There's 1 through 7 and then 8 through 13. So we're going to time about 30 seconds per thing. But the idea is you have to bubble in correctly. Now, a lot of times what students do is they bubble in and they're so nervous and they get a little bit out on the side like that. And then when the computer reads it as a wrong answer. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you stay inside the bubble. Okay? And you guys may be saying, well, that's easy to do. It's no big deal. But sometimes when you're nervous, right, you touch the paper and you sweat a little bit and you smear the lead on the paper, well then 1, 2, 3, and 4 are wrong. Okay, so you got to make sure that you keep your hands dry, you stay focused, and the only time you touch the sheet is to circle in the answer. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to fill out this sheet together. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your name, your last name, and your first name at the top. Now you want to print clearly. Okay? Because if you make a mistake and the computer can't read your name, like I said, your grade is going to be affected. So let's give it a shot. Okay? Together, okay? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to print our last name on the top. If you have a middle initial, put that there as well. And now, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, okay? So fill in.
I'm sure I like it. I like, you know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that's Lee. And then here's my name.
Yeah.
So print your last name.
Yeah.
All right, anybody got any questions? Are we okay?
Yeah.
Put down your gender, okay? If anybody doesn't know what their gender is, let me know. All right. Now here's the bubble, okay? 1, 1, okay. A lot of times when you're flying through the test and you're nervous, okay, remember you got 70 questions, 38 seconds per question, 100 seconds the whole test. People are bubbling like this. Is the computer going to read that?
No.
No, that's wrong. Okay, here's another thing that people do. What's missing?
It's the middle.
The middle.
All those.
Yeah, the middle's missing. Is the computer going to read that?
No.
No, that's wrong. So you got 2 wrong answers. Here's another one. How's the computer going to read that? Which answer, with this one, which answer is the computer going to read? It's going to think that it's this one. So that's wrong. Wrong. So here's how you got to do it, okay? When you're bubbling in, and this is a little messed up, you got to make sure that you come inside and you bubble it all the way. Okay? And see how when I'm doing the chalk, I want to show you something that's really cool. You see how when I'm doing the chalk is coming off like that? See how it's like splattering down?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times when you're doing the test and you're doing it really hard, the lead comes down. So what happens is it gets all over the paper and the computer reads it as wrong. See, the computer for some reason is not as smart as you. If there's one little thing off, the computer reads the test wrong. So make sure, like when you're done with the whole test, you just blow the whole test like that. Okay, because you don't want any mistakes. Okay, and this is the correct way. Everything nice inside, just like that.
It's not all completed.
Well, of course, it's not all completed. I'm sorry. Okay, there you go.
Talk's hard to use.
All right. Now, here's another thing. Like we were saying. I know it's not complete. Thank you very much. So now, let's say this is 1, 2, 3. This is 3 questions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Circle's wrong.
I know the circle's wrong. So now, let's say I get up to number 1. So easy, no problem. I love the test. Yeah. Then I get to number 2. Uh-oh. A little confusing. Might be one of these brain shakers. Imagine if they give you a brain shaker the first question.